G'day, how you going? Ianapolis here, your acrylic guru from Australia. Welcome to my video. Today we're going to do a beautiful snow scene with a little lake trickling through the middle of it. There's the size of the canvas, and I will also get some colours going up the screen for you like that as well. That way you can write them down and set yourself up, play the video and pause and paint along with me, okay? So let's get right into it. So down on the palette, I've got my sky colours, which cerulean blue, a mid-grey and titanium white. But before I put those colours on, I need to get the soft craft paint. It's titanium white, but it's just a softer density of that. And I mix it with retarder so it'll stay wet longer so I can blend a beautiful winter sort of overcast sky. Right, so I'm just going to grab me putter on a brush and get this onto the sky area. I have laid out a bit of a layout the way I want the mountains and some bits and pieces in there. So I'll just quickly get the sky area primed up with this so as I can get the colours on there and blend it, because I know I'm going to do some blending. That's why I'm using this craft paint and retarder. Now I'm just going to stroke it left and right like a pure gentleman and get all those lumps and bumps out of there, okay? Okay, I've got the grey and I want to mix up some blue in the grey to get the overcast blue colour. That's my go-to colours to get an overcast blue sky colour, which is just the mid-tone grey, and that's cerulean blue. So we'll get this into this here and see the colours. We can get it all over that white base colour we just put on there, that white and retarder. I'm painting it all in there, pushing it right into all the crevices of the canvas, okay? And I want it nice and smooth, so I'm going to stroke this as well, nice and smooth. And then we can get some lovely clouds in there as well. Now to do my clouds, I'm going to use a hog bristle fan brush. It's quite sturdy and firm. And I'm going to use a couple of blending brushes just to blend my clouds. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick this up on my hog bristle fan brush. And I don't know, I want some kind of cloud up here. So let's put some kind of cloud up here. And I want to kind of make it look like it's behind something. So I'm making the body of it behind something. You'll know what I mean when I finish stamping it on. So I've done that, pushing it on, there we go. Now I'm going to grab my blending brush and also the kitchen towel or a towel or something to wipe your blending brush as you blend. And I want to pretty much leave the bottom so it looks like it's tucked behind something. So leave that like that, and I'm going to blend. Okay, stop a bit, look what's on the brush, wipe it off and continue. Now you watch this bit here, see watch what I do with that. I'm twisting and turmoiling and the whole lot of it, and when I move the brush away, boom, see how it's happened? Now we'll do some over here, and we're just going to do some nice cloud placements in our sky. So get some of this. Now see how there's a big thick band here? I'm going to get the corner of this brush and try and pull it, make different turmoils within the clouds and tossellate them throughout the sky like that. Bang. That's a cloud. I don't know what sort of cloud that is, but it's some kind of cloud. All right, we'll probably put something here. So I'm going to do the same sort of thing, like a V coming up about there, something like that. Dancing, twisting, pulling. Leave some vibrant bits there too if they work out to be there. And continue on with the rest of the cloud. Just getting the corner of this brush, seeing what turmoil's happening. If you see anything that's happening real wonderful, leave it there because it's just creating your art piece, okay? I want to get this nice and up there kind of thing. Right up there. There we go. And we'll just probably put something else down the bottom here like this. So I'm just going to make a kind of cloud here as well. Boom, boom. And I've done the same kind of thing. Oh, look at me brush, see what happens to them? When that happens, just choke it a bit and she's fine. All right, so I'm going to blend this up pull it, put movement in it, put some movement in it. So easy once you know how. Practice is the key though. I'm just looking at them, and I don't want to put any darker blue in it, but so see here how it's not quite looking quite right. I'm going to just kind of fascinate that down like so, boom, and over here like drag it, just kind of distort those top ones because they did look a bit, I don't know, what are they, clouds kind of thing. There we go, and we'll drag that one as well. Drag that, done a bit of dragging there, and you can see what difference that has done to the clouds in the sky. Now I've given the bottom of the sky a dry so as I can put my next layers over the top of it and come forward. So down here, the sky colour there, I've sprayed some water over this and I want to get it a little bit darker, so I'm grabbing a bit more blue just in that, just to get a bit of a darker value of that sky colour. So it's a different value than that grey colour there. And we're just going to put a distant mountain in the background here, just something sloping down into the distance there. There we go, bang, like that. Get the top of it reasonably firm. I'm just grabbing some titanium white on that brush. I've given it a bit of a clean and see the bottom there. I want to try and get that a bit lighter. Just about there, that'll do. Not too light, Ian. Oh, there we go. Now we can give that a dry. All right, I've drawn this top edge of the back mountain here, or the hill in the painting now where the snow is, and this one here, just so as I can lace in the distant trees. And I'm just using simple phthalo blue. Okay, something like this. So the bottom will go from about here. So this is the bottom, the dark area of these trees. So I'm going to just stamp it in like so and get it up to the point where I want it. I want to just about there, jostling out something there. Cool. And I'm going to come across all the way. So the bottom of this is dark, right against that hilltop. That's why I drew that line there, so you can see what the guru's thinking as well. So we want this nice and dark along the edge there. And we're going to highlight some of this as it goes out higher up into the painting. There we go. Now what we want to do, doesn't that look lovely, eh? What we want to do is just do some on the other side. So here, where's that? There's the top of that thing. We're coming here. It's dark at the bottom and you're lacing bits out, pointing into the middle of the painting, saying there's the attraction right in the guts of it all. And this is coming all the way along here. So I'll get that. This fucking smashed in like that for the bastards. There we go. Okay, coming along. And I'll pretty that up to get some kind of height within it. See those broken leaf bits I'm creating. This is just phthalo blue up there. Look at the leaves I'm creating just by tossing this around. And do some here. I'm pretty much going like that. It's a procedure you need to practice if you haven't done it. Have some fun doing this, it's fantastic. I want that bottom nice and solid. And pretty much down here, going into there, same thing. Now I'm going to dry this and highlight some of it, okay? Now I'm going to grab some just titanium white. This is a soft body titanium white, but anyway, titanium white, not the craft paint with the retarder in it, because it's got no guts to it. And I want to make a lighter value of that paint now that I just stamped on. And we want to get the tops of this, look, go into the dark. See how I'm going into the dark? Bang. That makes the darks pop. Start from there, dribble into the darks. Bang. Leaving the bottom darker because I want the bottom darker. That's what's going to make it look like it does. There we go. Just here and there. The same brush strokes that you did putting that other blue on there. Just do the same kind of brush strokes, okay? There. And over this side as well. So we'll get this all jingle jangled down within the darks there. And I'm doing the same thing. Okay, how's that looking in them? Yeah, that's not too bad, I suppose. That's all right. All right, now we'll get a little bit more highlight of that colour. So I'll grab some of this over here, right? There we go, that's plenty. Wipe a lot of that off. And now I'm going to put a lot more white in it. And you'll see the difference from that pile next to it, how brighter it's going to be. There we go, I can see that. I'm pretty sure they might be able to as well. Grab yourself, this is just if you want to, grab your little liner like this first before you dab that on. And maybe just put a distinct, like this, little indication of some kind of tree in there like that. Somewhere here as well. Just subtle. These little subtle things do wonders for your paintings. Nice and thin if you can get them. Don't make them thick and blobby. If you think they're going to all go thick and blobby, abandon the idea. Just do what you know how to do. And then this is something on its own you can practice. Okay? Now look at that. It's very achievable. And it's only achievable when you put your practice into it. There are some people that can just pull anything off. They don't need much practice, but in general, we all need practice as an artist, okay? Now we'll highlight that with that white that I was mixing on the brush. So now we're going to, how are we? Oh yeah, there we go. Bits of pockets in there. That's stuff that I just put on. I'm going to kind of dance around that a bit. I'm thinking back those little trees that I did. You can even try some of those little trunks with the real darker value as well. Now we're ready to start putting the other front sections in. Now what I want to do is map in the bottom half of the painting just with the craft white on its own. I don't want any retarder in it because I don't need it to stay open and stay wet for a long time. And this is just going to help the other colours sit on the canvas for me the way I paint. So we'll pretty much get this blocked in to there. Now I'm going to go and use the tip of this brush, right, and cut it in where the hills are. So we'll sit that back right where it's supposed to be. Bang. Don't cover up all your good work from those trees. I went a little bit high there. That'll do. Bang. Well, you don't have to say, I'll keep going bang. I don't know why I keep going bang. Now over here, same again. You could probably use a flat brush, something a bit smaller than this big stupid thing that I'm using. Well, it's not stupid, it's a good brush actually. Across there like that. And this is just a slope coming into the foreground. Bang. Stop saying bang. Yeah, like that. Now we can put, I better wipe that blue that it's picking up. We can put our other colours in there. Down here I've got a bit of red violet, so I'm going to pull some of that in my brush. I don't want too much of that. And I want to get that in the first back mountain a little bit there. So I'm going to go from about here. I want to get it sharp across that edge there, like so, without getting a white ridge if I can help it. Right down the guts there. Now I'm going to get some more, and I want to stamp it on roughly. I just want it in this vicinity. I want to pull it up and let it fade. Bang, there we go. I'll wipe the bulk of it off the brush because I want it. There we go. What I've done there is made this hard and it's fading away. I'm going to grab a flat brush just with a bit more paint on there, because see that white ridge? I don't like it. I want to get rid of it. So I'm going to use this just to sort of pull it down a bit. I've given this a bit of a drying out. Now I want to cut the water in for the stream, and then I'll bring everything to the water. So I've got all the sky colour, the phthalo blue and that, and a bit of the grey. So I've given everything a bit of a squirt. I'll get a bit more of this going in there. Get some, dampen it a bit. So I'll mix that up. Now work out, this is going to come from about here. There's where my water's going to be. Where are we? About there. So I want that nice and straight against the edge there like that. Straight. Keep it in cahoots with everything. There we go. Done. I'll get rid of Malcolm up there. And now you want to grab this paint and just make your water. So I'm going to just stroke it like so. I'll go this way, I don't like that big pull mark there. I'm grabbing a bit more of the craft white just to sort of open it up and let me move it. So I'm making some craft white in there. There we go. Because see how it dragged and glugged up on the dry paint? So that's why the craft paint underneath always helps, I find, in the way I paint. There we go. We'll get some more of the watercolour now. And we're just pretty much making the watercolour. Let's try a little bit of phthalo blue. Where do we want some of this? Probably, oh yeah, look at that. Dingle, dangle, bang. There we go. Now just waterify it. Just wipe the brush, turn it sideways, and we'll waterify that. So you've got some beautiful, distinct, darker values. You can probably even get a bit of the red violet and put some hints of that in there, just say about here somewhere and maybe here somewhere. Quickly wipe that and waterify that red violet into it as well, and push it, push it, push it. There we go. It's just a different value. And if you think your water's too dark, you can always grab some white, which is what I'm doing, and just stamp some white values on there where you want them, just like that. Okay, wipe your brush and waterify that. Come right off and waterify it. There we go. Look at that. Very achievable. I've given this a dry so we can start lacing over the different layers of the snow hills coming over to that river there.
See you when I get back, all right?
Okay, I've got titanium white down here, and I want to have it slightly tinted. Well, not tinted, but coloured with some of the blue. So just a little bit, so it's not pure white. I want to taint it with a blue colour. See, like that? It's very baby blue, powder blue. This hill I want to bring in front of that and start about here. Well, where was it? It was about, bring it down. There we go. So we're going to bring that up, right? Nicely, 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 nicely against that edge there. You're making it happen. There we go, all the way up. Beautiful. And now see here, we want to get this just like that. Bring it all the way across, bang. And then you can fluctuate what's in the water and what isn't later, okay? So we got that done there like that. And then we'll put another one, like, so we'll put another one, probably about here. pull across, nice and straight. Keep them straight, reasonably straight, in cahoots with the horizon line. And we're getting bits of snow happening out there. And this can come, let's just say we'll put another bit from here all the way up. Bang, that's it. Now block that in, like you know what you're doing, and then we'll do the other side. Okay, now we want to start from this side, so we're going to pretty much come from here, okay, and we'll bring this one scooting up on its own like that. Bang. Let's get some of this first. Fix that up there. There we go. And that's going into there. And we want to just bring this down a little bit past that violet colour and just bring him back there. Bang. Block that in. Pretty much bring the lake. I could have made it a bit wider at the bottom. There we go, like that. Oh golly, come on. So blocking all this in, and then we're ready to do the next procedure. So you can, when you map in your lake, I really wish I came a bit wider here, but I didn't. Okay, I've got a bit of a detailed brush here, and I'm just grabbing the burnt umber, a little bit of black in there. That's not too much, just want a dark burnt umber. And we're going to put a couple of trees in the painting. So grab Malcolm, and this one we want on the horizon line, and this one we can sink back. So we'll pretty much do a tree here. So let's just start from about here, so we're not covering up anything beautiful. And we'll start at the bottom, like that, and come up, twisting your brush. Oh, that's very dark. I would have liked it a bit lighter, and it needs to be a bit more inky. Make it reasonably thick at the bottom. We'll get a branch coming out here. Now twist your brush to try and get it becoming skinnier and skinnier. There we go. Fork this tree out, coming right a bit forward to us. There we go. You can fork up there, twisting it, getting it tight, and a bit of a fork here. A branch pointing into the middle of the painting, saying, look at the middle of the painting. And one here coming from this spot, so from down there, and what I'll do is I'll trace it in roughly where I want it. So I want it about there, and then I'll heavily block it in so I'm not boring the living buggery out of you. We'll bring something from here, boom, coming into the middle of the painting and down. This is going to have some foliage on it, and we'll probably come from here as well. So I'm creating a structure of the tree first, up there, that'll do, and then something up here to hold the top. Now I'm just going to simply map that in a bit thicker so it looks reasonable. Now I'm grabbing the smaller, that white I want to mix up with some of this burnt umber. Doesn't have to be solidly mixed, it's so long as it's got no heavy blobs in it, because we want a lighter value of that. And just pick one side of your tree trunks, just to, I don't know, we'll put some of this, I'm going to go on this side here. I just feel it'll be easier for me to use my hand from the left to the right. And I want to just dab in from that side, just bits of highlight within the tree. Trying to create some value within that tree, making it look like, yeah, that's a tree. It's not just a quick little snotty thing you threw in there. Leave that dark bit there to make it look like that's behind. And just don't have to detail too much of these other branches. And we'll put something here, look, there, to make it look like this branch is behind that trunk there. You see what happened there? And I'm going to do the same to the other tree trunk as well, just to give it some detail. Okay, next colour I'm using is dioxine purple with my deer foot, but that's too dark. I'll grab a little bit of white to start it off. And we're going to put our darker values of the tree leaves in. So mainly at the bottom of our foliage, which will probably come about there. And some cascading behind there and up there, maybe the slightest in there. And then the same on the other tree. The other tree's a lot bigger though. I'm trying not to cover up too much of the trunk. This is pretty much all the bottom dark values of our foliage. There we go. You can put some of that trunk back in front of this dark if you feel you've lost too much of it. And probably a little bit there. That's it. Now we're going to slowly lighten that up just by adding simple white. And you know what I might do as well? Just get some yellow ochre and we'll make some of that value within there as well. So you want to get this at the top, making the top of your tree, the top of your foliage. So I'm coming here with the top of my foliage here. It's got bits of purple in it up there, leaving those darks there. And it's coming over here. There we go. Now we'll put the lighter purples in there. Now to finish these trees off, with the dioxine purple, we want to grab a lighter value. So I'm just adding some white, just to get a lighter value of the dioxine purple with that deerfoot brush. And we want to pretty much make our tree the dioxine purple, the light value, but you've got a lot of that other colour there. Creating a lovely tree. Same to this one. Fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. Tassel in front of that, in some of that dark bit, just to make it pop a little bit. Over there as well. And then the white is what's going to make this stuff pop. Just grabbing the titanium white now. And we'll put some of this lacing on the tree. So I want some way up there, cascading here, a bit over all this, like that, there, and maybe a bit tosseling in front of that. There we go. There we go, over there. That's enough for those trees, okay? Okay, now what I want to do is distinguish each layer of this snow. So we've got that done in the tainted white. It's dry. I've put the trees on in their bits so they can sit back where they've got to go. Now we'll just simply grab the titanium white and we'll use that to distinguish what's in front of everything. So I pretty much want to go on the top edge here and sort of pull it back over the hill like so. There we go. And I can come up here now and make the snow. Now leave some of the blue and then start on this one. Bring this one in front of that one. Boom, you're making different layers of that snow hillside. You got me? And then this one here. Bring that right in front, bang. And create the shape of your snow land. And simply the same here. So what I want to do is bring this right in front of that tree. Down there and pull him back. Make the snow. See every ridge you got here? Just simply pull. Let it to go up there like that. Pull it back. There's another bit here. Pull it back. Another bit here. Pull it back. And then fade it away. And just make out here, can come any old way. Down there. You don't want it looking too much like bands or anything, so try and govern what's going to look good. You can probably bring another bit down there, like so, just to distort that sort of patterny look that you might feel you're beginning there. Down here I've got my smaller deer foot and I've got some sap green. I'm just going to mix up a medium value of that. So it's going to be my darker value, but I don't want it dark, dark, dark. Now I need some water in this to get it to transfer onto the canvas quite well. We're simply going to put our foreground. So I want to kind of come up and down in front of the whole painting. Solid at the bottom of the painting and let it air out at the top like that. Just something like this. All the way along. You work out how high you want to go, but don't go too stupidly high because you want to see that first grade of snow hill there. You don't want to cover that up. And then make it solid at the bottom. You see what I'm doing? Hairy at the top, solid at the bottom, and then hairy at the top. And it can kind of start facing in towards the painting. And hairy at the top. And the highlights and little fascinations we're going to put in this is really going to make it pop. Hairy up there. There we go. Now what we'll do, we'll dry this and simply finish it off. So I've dried it. Now to finish it off, I'm going to grab even more white and make it a even whiter value of what we've got on there. And we're going to subtly highlight some of that stuff. Come down into your darker bits there from the top, like this. Dribble it into the dark bits, but not all into the dark bits, if you know what I mean. Like that. Now what I want to do to make it pop is grab some more white, but I want it tainted with some yellow. So I've just got some cadmium yellow here. And yeah, that'll do. That's a bit too yellow, so I'll put more white in it. Because I wanted what I just put on there, I want some white tips, but then they're going to clash with the snow behind it. That's why I'm putting the yellow on there, to make it stand out a bit. And I don't know, they could be daisies or whatever. We can put lots of little dots here within this grass. So these are like the tops of whatever lemongrass or daisies or whatever they are, you know. Try not to get too many heavy blobs. You want the right sort of blob, just so they look like daisy tops. Let's call them daisy tops. So I'll show you how I fix them up. Just simply wipe the brush, or wash it, wipe it, whatever's going to work for you, and grab the colour which we were using before, the dark medium, and then just simply dab them out. There we go, there's a bit up there. And we kind of got some daisies in the front. Now the last thing I'm doing just to fascinate all this is grabbing some of the appropriate colour and putting some of these little fascinators, I call them, within your floral arrangement there. Some of them can even pop down there. And these are just adding more value and, oh yeah, I like that aspect to your painting. All the way along here and there periodically. Don't go everywhere, just sort of work it out. Put some down in there. Little fascinations. We'll just autograph this and we'll whack a frame on it. And I'd like to thank all my patrons who support my content every month. Share, like and subscribe if you like my videos. Give me a message below. Say hello to me. I'll say hello back. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up. There we go, that's not too shabby. It's a bit of a snow scene, winter scene, bit of a lake stream, bit of a sky, and some different colours there. Now you can change the colours up, whatever. I just wanted to do it something to show you something different. And I know with some practice, you can do it. All right, a lot of fun doing that one. I really enjoyed that. I hope you learnt something along the way. If you did, message and tell me below. And be sure to tell your friends if you like what I'm doing on my channel. But if I've offended you in any way, you tell everybody. Goodbye, good luck, and good on you.